All right, this is where we just get into the power solutions, and Andrea's leaving. Don't leave me. Don't leave me.
I'm sorry, I have to step away for this beautiful lady to come in. I mean, you can come in. You can have my husband for the 30 minutes. It's okay. I'm fine with that.
Wow, that's very understanding, wife. Thank you very much. So how far can we go? 30 minutes, that's it?
30 minutes is fine.
Okay. That's quite some time.
All right. So Lagos, Nigeria, this is where we step away, or this is where I step away for Power Solutions. I hope that you had a fun time on the show.
That's right. So the family talk continues tomorrow. We'll have a serious matter to discuss.
I am Andrea Odwobi Teke.
Thank you, Andrea. And I'm Collins Teke. I'm being joined by Jade. Jade, of course, represents the All On team, and she's my co-host for the Power Solutions Conversations today. Right now, we have our guest is on standby, looking fly and getting set to get into the serious conversation. And for those who wonder what the conversation is all about, we talk power solutions, just like the program says. It's where we discuss with key players and stakeholders and those who are doing what you're doing to ensure that we can fix the power problems in this country and indeed on the continent of Africa. You know, they are the guys who have taken it upon themselves to be innovative and also bring about the solutions we need. We all know that power problems in this country are as old as our fathers before us, you know, and it's been a problem. So having those who are doing something about it is just what we do every Monday on the show. And thanks to All On and the team, and of course Nigeria Info, for making this happen. Hi, Jade. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Great, fantastic.
The traffic was trying to be weird, but you know, I made it on time. I'm very proud of myself.
Absolutely. I'm happy that you did. I mean, I was just looking at the door. Okay. Yeah, finally she's here. Great.
Good for that.
How was the weekend, by the way?
Oh, it was good. You know, great weekend. It's always good when you're looking forward to like a public holiday in Nigeria. Thank God for all the public holidays. That's right. Always say. Yeah, so yeah.
Great. We have another beautiful guest, an amazing gentleman join us today. And you want to do the honors?
Okay. Yes, please.
But by the way, Lagos, we'll be talking about the standards development for solar PV components in Nigeria. So that may sound like plenty English. That's why we have a guest who, you know, understands how to break that down. He's the head
of the Nigerian Energy Support Programme under the GIZ. That's called the NESP under the GIZ. And just to break down your plenty English, literally what it is look, they've just done something about like the standards of the kind of solar panels that people utilize, right? So it's just gonna tell us the whys and the hows and the and the wherefores.
Fantastic, beautiful. He is Duke Benjamin, and he joins us live via Skype now. And well, I didn't mention that my co-host is actually the Policy and Partnership Associate of All On, and that's Jadesola.
Whoop whoop.
Great indeed. I had to mention that. So,
thank you.
Hello, Duke. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Collins and Jadesola. Nice to meet you.
Great.
I am doing very well this morning. Hope you guys are well too.
Yes, we are.
We're great. Thank you.
Could be better, though. Okay, let's hit the ground running. I mean, you are an energy policy and management expert. What led you to this career path, and give us a bit of your professional journey.
Thank you, Collins. Well, mine has been pretty straight. I have a background in environmental engineering and energy management.
Okay.
And so before joining GIZ, I had worked prior to that equally in Nigeria for the delegation of German Industry and Commerce. So then I was supporting German companies to establish and expand their business relations with Nigeria as the deputy delegate and head of energy and environment. And prior to that, just after all the studies, I had worked with a utility company in Germany.
Whoa.
And in roles such as product development, project management, sales, and finally as head of energy services before I left them.
Whoa.
Excellent. So you're saying all of this, and your career seems to be pretty steeped in stuff to do with Germany and everything. But your name is Duke Benjamin. You're Nigerian, aren't you?
Yes, definitely. I am. Yeah, no, it's a great question. I am Nigerian, so basically I am Nigerian and I am German as well. So, I have both nationalities. Let's put it that way. So I was born in Nigeria, raised partly in Nigeria and Germany. Did my studies in Germany. My career started in Germany, and now back in Nigeria.
Excellent. So I'm going to let Collins ask you the next serious question. But just before we ask that, I'm just going to check where your loyalties lie.
Yes.
There's no jollof war with Germany, but who do you support, Nigeria or Germany? So I'm going to put you on the spot. Say Nigeria and Germany was playing a football match, for instance.
Great. No.
So
basically, if it's the jollof rice. If it's a jollof rice, Nigeria will win because there is no jollof rice in Germany. That's the first thing.
Excellent. Good answer.
One is football.
And then the football.
One is football. Germany playing Nigeria. Super Eagles. Who would you support?
This is a very tricky one. It's a very tricky one. Basically, I would say it changes. Sometimes I would support Germany. Sometimes I would support Nigeria. But most times I would support Nigeria. It depends on how the weather is, what is currently going on in the football scene in Nigeria. Yeah. If you're very happy with how the coach and the players are managing themselves, then you say, yes, I support Nigeria very much. Okay. But it's usually a tough thing. I think I've been asked this question once while in Germany, while there was a match between Nigeria and Germany. Yeah.
You're a very smart man. I'll let Collins ask you the next question now.
Absolutely. I mean, it's beautiful. I'm happy that your loyalty, you are plain and straightforward. But my question is, you are head the Nigerian Energy Support Programme. That's NESP, and which is supported by GIZ. What does this role entail? What is your role?
The Nigerian Energy Support Programme, NESP for short, thank you guys for getting the abbreviation. So it's a technical assistance program commissioned by the European Union with 35 million euros and the German government with 30 million euros, making that 48. Right. And it's implemented by GIZ in close collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Power.
All right.
So basically, what my role entails, in GIZ jargon, we call it officer responsible for the commission. It means that I lead the entire team. We are about 40 people currently with close to 60 consultants behind us. And we advise key stakeholders in the Nigerian electricity industry on how to, achieve a sustainable electricity supply. We mainly do that by promoting investments in the domestic market for renewable energy, energy efficiency, and rural electrification. So I know it's a bit complex what I'm talking about. Let me try to see if I can make it a bit clear to you. So as a very large program, we have some components, mainly electrification planning components, sustainable energy assets off and on the grid, then the enabling business environment for investments, and as well, we try to build capacity in all these components. So for a bit more context to what exactly do we do for your listeners and viewers. So we do things like in-depth market studies for Nigeria. Right. We create concepts for business cases such as mini-grid business ideas. We gather data around electrification and evaluate them and make them available for the general public to understand what the chances and potentials in the energy sector in Nigeria are. We work a lot on framework and regulation. Example is the mini-grid regulation, for example, which we help Nigeria to draft. And then we do projects. And what we mean by projects as a technical assistance program is not as if we bring the money and go on the project immediately, but we help the private sector and the public sector with project planning, monitoring, evaluation, and their tendering processes. And this all we do with the Federal Ministry of Power, like stakeholders like REA, DISCOs, mini-grid regulators, and many ministries in Nigeria.
Excellent. Wow, that's a lot. So I know that the initial phase of the program was between 2013 and 2018, right? Am I correct on that?
Yeah.
Excellent. So what would you say? I know you mentioned just now about, the mini grid regulations and stuff like that, but can you point out some other major achievements that you guys can point to within that 5-year period when you did the initial phase of the program?
Yes, Jadesola. When we arrived Nigeria in, I think, 2013, when the program started, I wasn't the head of the program then, so I started heading this program since about 2 years ago. So basically, and you guys I hope you can see me sweat. Do you know why? I don't currently have power.
Oh, wow.
I had to put off my gen. Yes, and I have to put off my gen because the gen is very loud. It's close to my window.
So
if I have it on, you might not hear me well.
Why are you not solar?
So thank you. That I'm working on currently, but it doesn't power the AC currently. So nevertheless, when we arrived, there was basically no regulatory framework, no basis for supporting an investment in renewables, energy efficiency, and electrification in Nigeria. So, and as you may know, for you to make sure people patronize the sector and use renewables, you have to do framework. So basically, we started in first phase with a lot of framework. I had mentioned the mini grid regulation. Yeah. We supported Nigeria with a national plan both for energy efficiency and for renewables in Nigeria. We were instrumental with Nigeria's Vision 30-30-30, which is basically the ambition of the Nigerian government in 2030 to have 30 gigawatts installed in Nigeria, out of which 30% are renewables.
Yeah.
So those are some of the takeaways then. We as well supported the industries on energy efficiency to understand what energy efficiency is, like bringing the ISO 50001 to Nigeria. That's an energy management system. We supported the Standards Organization of Nigeria in turning that international standard into a Nigerian industrial standard, for example.
Yeah. Okay, so that actually brings us to the next question. Do you want to take that, Collins, or do you want me to take it?
No, I mean, I would want to have you take that. But let me bring the listener up to speed. If you're just joining us, you are listening to Power Solutions, Nigeria's #1 for Talk 99.3 Nigeria Info. And we're having a chat with an amazing gentleman, Duke Benjamin. Is the head of Nigerian Energy Support Programme, that's NESP. And just in this conversation, you heard that the Nigerian Energy Support Programme was co-founded by the European Union and the German government, and it's been implemented by GIZ in collaboration, or GIZ in collaboration with the Nigerian Federal Ministry of Power. And very key aspect to pay attention to as a Nigerian. We're getting into knowing the standards regarding, or standards development for solar PV components in Nigeria. So if you want to know more about what it should be obtainable, I think you should stay tuned as you proceed. And Jade's got the next question.
Yeah, absolutely. So we know that in this new phase of the program, of the NESP program, one of the things that you've done is worked in partnership with the Standards Organization of Nigeria to kind of like develop standards for them. So do you want to tell us a bit more about that? I know there was a launch recently. I think this was maybe 3 weeks ago, thereabouts. I think I attended that. Yeah, so tell us a bit more about what that is, what compelled GIZ to think, okay, this is the way to go, what that is, and what you're hoping to achieve off of that.
Yeah, so this all falls in line with regulatory framework, with having an environment that enables investments. So if there are so many components to improving investments. You need access to finance. Usually, if there is no money, nobody can invest. Then you need technical capacity, which is knowledge. People need to understand the business cases, what can they do, what are the opportunities that they have, and then you need to regulate it. So part of regulation or framework is standards. Because in renewable energy, we talk about electrical and mechanical components. So appliances that need to be standardized in a way that there is a sustainable development. And that equally allows regulation. So when we came to Nigeria. As NESP and the support we've been given, we realized as well, in order to grow the sector, you need to. So we thought as NESP, after identifying those gaps, including unavailability of some appropriate standards for renewables, we rose to the occasion and said, let's support Nigeria with the standards. And then we identified as a stakeholder the Standards Organization of Nigeria, who has the mandate. And just like you rightly mentioned, we've now gone ahead in the past 2 years to support them in rolling out 38 new standards for solar PV, that's photovoltaic panels, for the batteries that can be used in conjunction with solar, the charge controllers, which is a specific electrical instrument equally used, then the inverters that you might have heard of, and energy meters as well in Nigeria. So the standards are aimed at developing a more regulated and standardized market that will encourage people to invest. And those are all technical things.
Exactly. I was actually going to say that. You know what? I wanted you to break it down in the way that the layman on the streets will understand.
Let me try to say it as a layman. I think we usually know that some things you call them original, some things you call them fake.
That's right.
Some the original ones you think that they last longer than the fake ones.
Absolutely.
So, but basically in this aspect now, what we are trying to do is to make sure there is a defined standard for appliances that come into Nigeria. So let's call it meter or solar panel. So we make sure that SON or support SON to make a standard that if it's being imported, they check there and say this standard is the fake one. We don't like it.
Correct.
For example,
Well, okay, the standard of a network just
set the standard.
Okay.
You buy the right one, and then people will believe in solar because you should get the right standards in. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, if we got you right, and clearly you said that the Standard Organization of Nigeria, that's SON, of course, recently unveiled new renewable energy standards for energy meters, solar, photovoltaic, which is PV panels, inverters, batteries, and charge controllers. Now, these standards were developed by the NESP, right? And please, I want you to briefly just, shed more light on that. I know you already touched on that a bit, but we want you to shed more light on this because Nigerians really want to know. Those who have been worried about the standard. In fact, last week we had someone complaining about the solar. We asked the question, why are you not using solar? Why are we still struggling with the dirty kind of energy that we use all the time? And they say we don't know much about the solar. There's fake in the market, there's no standard. So this is really some great news, hearing this. So shed more light on this specifically with regards to what these standards are, especially the fact that we know that it was indeed developed by the NESP.
With Airtel Home Broadband device, your home is connected and you on the important things in life. Enjoy the finer things in life in the Airtel HBB seasonal offer. Visit any certified Airtel shop to get a 4G MiFi at 9,999 Naira plus up to 55 gigabyte bonus data, or router at 19,999 Naira plus up to 160 gigabyte bonus data. Offer valid while stock lasts. Terms and conditions apply.
Airtel, the smartphone network. Sometimes pensions can feel like a football match. You'd love to get in the game and make things happen. Guy, pass the ball. But you can't. You have no choice but to sit on the sidelines and watch life happen. If you feel undervalued and unappreciated, then it's time to switch to ARM Pensions. See here, at ARM Pensions, we believe in taking action. Guy, get in the game. Because when it comes to your retirement goals, you shouldn't be on the sidelines. You should be our star player.
Switch to a team of more than just pension managers. Switch to a team that appreciates you. Switch to ARM Pensions today. ARM Pensions, invested in your tomorrow.
Entertainment, in partnership with Riverside Productions, bring you this comedy blockbuster, One Lagos Night. Starring Frank Donga.
Please, we then put motor. You mean garage? No be
Eniola Badmos, Aliunuhu, Chris Okabwe, Obolo, and lots more. Directed by Ekene Som Mekuye.
God, I swear to God, if after 7 days you don't answer me, I'll go meet the devil. Put in the talk. Read the word, just for the devil himself.
Premieres May 29th on Netflix.
Meanwhile, landlord carry come. Everything bring.
What you say one?
Check out, I no be quick not to do that. Based on rent, no carry our look come on.
Which can't tell me this now? First, na job matter. Second, na job matter.
One Lagos Night. Anticipate.
If something plenty, how do you say it on the street?
Well, kilo bade is plenty niye.
What if I add more to it?
Okpo niye ke.
Let's say I add more and more.
Oh, gongpe. Okpo.
So let's say it's now pour like a river nko.
My sister, tawona berekete.
If I add more nko, waiting past brekete.
Well, show you the one me. Nothing past global berekete na.
Yes, sir. Nothing past Globe Bracket. We go give you 600 naira free airtime as you deactivate the new Glow SIM. Up to 100% bonus for every data plan where you buy. Plus including 700% bonus on every recharge for new Glow customer them. Or the one where they glow before. Just go activate your new Glow SIM. Recharge or buy data. Make you begin to enjoy Bracket. Hey, carry Wakagweni Glow authorized dealer to buy your new Glow SIM today.
Glow Unlimited.
We're back. We are back. We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Well, welcome back. We're live. Nigeria's number one for talk. It is 3 minutes before we get to the top of the hour, and we have our good friend Luke Benjamin joining us. And before we went on that break, we were asking him about the standards for, like we mentioned, the solar standards that we talked about. And Jade was adding a question or two, so we could just put all that together and have you respond to it.
Yeah, I know you've talked, we have very limited time. You talked a bit about the standards, but what is important is what are you guys doing to make sure that all the stakeholders involved, right, are cooperating, with the program in terms of like making sure that they stick to those standards when they're importing. That's number one. And then number two is what's the communication? What's your plan? What's your communication plan to disseminate to the ordinary man on the street that, look, these standards are there and, we're hoping that SON can enforce them. And how does it make sense for the ordinary man on the street?
That's right.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me try to answer that very quickly as well. So we are currently on an awareness creation trip, making sure all stakeholders hear about those new adopted standards. The impacts and benefits of the standards, those are the things we are trying to make sure people understand as well, because part of it will be that there will be increased productivity. People will have better access to loans if they are using certain standards. But then as well, we are capacitating or supporting SON as the gatekeeper to be able to, make sure that these standards are implemented in the country. So I think they are the number one gatekeeper, and then we all together in the sector, we need to create awareness for everybody to understand. But if they're able to keep the gate well, then it means that substandard things will not even come into the country.
Absolutely.
And that will be the best way that we are currently trying to work on that.
Excellent.
All right, thank you very much. The time is never our friend, especially when you're having great fun and having a great conversation. But we must say thank you, Luke. Or should I say Duke? I beg your pardon. Duke Benjamin. I've been saying Luke. Where did I see that? Pardon me, please. And he's the head Nigeria Energy Support Programme. And of course, you heard his submission on some of the great stuff they're doing.
Yeah, and he's also a loyal Nigerian. Yeah,
absolutely,
we'll
he's loyal. Yeah, absolutely. We got to establish that today. Thank you for speaking with us. We have to run now, Jadi. It was fun doing this with you.
Absolutely, it's always fun. Thank you, Duke, for speaking with us. Always fun. Anytime I get a chance to talk with Teke and just make myself feel important for 5 minutes. Well, thank you, Nigeria. Thank you, Lagos, for listening to us.
Bye for now.
busy place. But here's how I manage to stay in touch with the latest changes, trends, news, economics, and even entertainment.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Hello, my name is Ronke from Ikorodu.
Hi, I'm Emeka from Festa.
My name is Ahmed from Apapa. I want to tell you about my radio. My radio is my best friend.
My steady companion.
My radio keeps me informed
all day long
with hot topics,
trending news,
politics, and current affairs.
My radio gives me the best music.
My radio is Nigeria Info.
Everybody in Nigeria listens to Nigeria Info.